YouTube family. So we're going to get into exactly how my client went from average Joe to Greek God in 12 weeks. Now, I want a lot of you guys to just imagine in the next 12 weeks, you going from where you are right now to shredded, everyone looking at you when you have your shirt off, fitting in your clothes how you want to. Just imagine that. Imagine that, lock in, focus on that. Now, apply some of these tips and I guarantee you that you'll definitely, be able to shred up, get leaner, right? Because this is what he was able to do in 12 weeks. It's crazy, I know, but it's possible when you really lock in and focus. All right, so before we get started, he was a busy student. He was working as well. So his schedule was busy. A lot of you guys are using, having a busy schedule as an excuse. You can work around it. You can literally work out like 4 days a week. If you're working 4 days a week, you can just work around it, right? A lot of you guys are just lazy and make excuses when in reality, you have enough time. You're watching Netflix or you're just sleeping in or you're smoking weed. You definitely have time to work out, guys. So lock in. All right. He wanted to lose belly fat, look more muscular, fit into his clothes better, fit into his work clothes better. A lot of us, we wear baggier clothes than we should because we're scared to show our stomachs or we try to hide our stomachs, things like that, right? So he had a lot of confidence, insecurity issues with that. All right. So before we get into it, here are some of the misconceptions that are going to hold you back from reaching your goals, right? So a lot of you guys think that when you cut, you have to do like high reps, like you got to scale back on doing all the heavyweight stuff, right? A lot of you go from lifting super heavy when you're bulking, and then when you start cutting, you lighten the weights and you do like 15 to 20 reps, and then you wonder why you lose so much muscle. You're going to lose so much muscle doing that, right? Because when you're not doing hypertrophy, obviously you won't be in the best position to maintain your muscle mass, which is why you guys look stringy or skinny fat when you cut. A lot of you guys think you only have to eat chicken breast and like nasty rice like this, like unseasoned. That's not even true. I just had some food from a meal prep company and they barely season their food. It's like, listen, you can season your food very well when you're on prep, when you're getting lean, guys. All right. And hours of cardio are not necessary. I know a lot of us think it's necessary. Like if you're trying to lose fat, you have to do hours and hours of cardio every single day. It's just not necessary, guys. Especially if you're trying to go, like I said, if you're trying to go from this to this, then you don't have to do hours of cardio. If you're doing competition and you're trying to get lean for one day, maybe you have to do hours of cardio. But if you're just trying to look lean and look good for the summer, you don't have to do that. All right, so we're going to get into it. We use the volume method, of course. Now, the best thing about the volume method is that obviously the reason it's called the volume method is because you'll be eating a lot of volume at lower calories. As you can see, this is only 2,000 calories right here. And all this food here, about the same amount as 3,600. So it's double the calories for the same amount of food. And that's why it's so important to make sure that what you're eating is very high in fiber, high in protein, low in calories, and then obviously drinking a lot of water. That's going to keep you full throughout the day. It's going to make your diet so sustainable, guys. Very, very important. All right. So his main struggles were definitely his nutrition and drinking on the weekends, right? So a lot of us do really good during the week, execute nutrition, you meal prep your meals, you eat the same thing every day, you feel good, you build a momentum. And then on the weekends, you absolutely, and I mean absolutely just let go. You're drinking, you're eating at brunch, you're eating whatever, you're grabbing whatever, you're snacking. It might be football season, right? You might be drinking beer, you might be eating burgers, eating fries, just out with the boys, eating wings. And then before you know it, Monday comes around and you wonder why you haven't lost any weight. Weekends matter too, guys. Like I said in the other video, the weekend is 1/3 of your entire week. So calories still count on the weekends, right? He was also inconsistent with his workouts, especially on weekends, because weekends will throw you off. Sometimes you feel so bad for what you did on the weekends, you don't even work out on Monday, right? All right, so he was super dissatisfied with his physique and going in circles with his goals up and down. A lot of us, when we build momentum, we start losing weight. What we do is we take our foot off the gas and then we slow it down and then we get right back to where we were and we wonder why exactly we're not making any progress. It's because you're going up and down, because when you apply pressure, when you do what you need to do, of course, you're going to get the results you want. But when you stop doing what got you those results, of course, you're going to go backwards and you're not going to have those results anymore, right? So he was frustrated with the lack of change, tired of trying to hide, his physique in clothing, trying to hide his stomach and all that. And this is what a lot of your fitness journeys look like, guys. You go up, then you go down, then you go back up, but you're really at the starting point again, right? Because you'll do good for 1 week, and then you'll just binge, not go to the gym. And then you'll be like, you know what, let me start again. And you're just going up and down, up and down, up and down, right? Your fitness journey should not look like an EKG, guys. You need to be consistent. All right. So what we focused on mainly, like I said, we didn't do hours of cardio. So the main thing we focused on was progressive overload. Number one, making sure that he was strength training, making sure that he was getting stronger at the gym, that he was maintaining his weight. A lot of you guys always go super light, like I said, and you want to make sure that you're strength training, focusing on weights when you are trying to lose fat and maintain your muscle mass, right? Because that's what's going to give you your Greek God look. The Greek God look is going to be just losing fat and maintaining your muscle mass, right? So focusing on dumbbells and barbells, not cardio machines, focusing on consistency, working out on the weekends to keep your mindset sharp on weekends. Because a lot of us, we have a mindset that the weekends is off. Like you just don't do anything, right? Like you don't work out and you don't eat right. And that's not how it works. You got to do it day in and day out if you want the results. All right. So what we did with this nutrition, calorie deficit. So he started at about like 2,400 calories, somewhere around there. And those different recipes, as you can see here, ground beef and chips. It wasn't all just, like I said, it wasn't all just chicken breast boring shit, right? And remember, guys, there is no fat loss without a deficit, right? 500 to 750 calorie deficit is less aggressive, but it's more sustainable. So if you find that you struggle and you go up and down a lot, try to start off slower, right? And what I mean by slower is 500 to 750 deficit instead of 1,500 to 2,000, like some of you guys do for one day, and then you go right back to your old habits because it's unsustainable. All right, so the last 4 weeks of the cut. So of course, the first 8 weeks, we're doing that very sustainable, and then the last 4 weeks, we dialed it in a little bit more. We dialed it in. So, like I said, we weren't doing a lot of cardio initially, but we did throw in some sprints just to really get him leaner because he wanted to be in and out of a cut, right? So those last 4 weeks were closer to like a mini, I would say not really a mini aggressive cut, but like in between mini aggressive and regular, right? We increased the step count as well. No liquor, of course, 7 to 9 hours of sleep. And listen, this right here was probably the biggest part because, he was drinking just a little bit, obviously not as much as in the beginning, but once you cut that out, it's going to significantly, and I mean significantly, improve your results. All right. So wrapping it up, guys, very simple. Like I said, you can incorporate a lot of this stuff in your own journey and you will guarantee see results. All right. So exactly what we did to help him go from average Joe, as you can see right here, to literally, like, look at that, Greek God, guys. So increasing the step count at the end, like I said, initially, first 8 weeks, very sustainable calorie deficit. We slightly increased it the last 4 weeks. So when I say that, we started off at 2,400, like I said. Last 4 weeks, we went down to about 1,900 to 2K on the calories, and we incorporated sprints. Now, the whole time, like I said, we focused, and I mean focused on strength training because that's what's going to maintain that muscle mass. A lot of you guys want the cut shoulders, you want the abs, you want the chest, but what you do is you do too much cardio and then you end up looking saggy and skinny fat and all that other stuff. And then you ask me like, oh, what do you do? What do I do? You got to maintain this right here. This is one of the most important parts, guys. I cannot stress maintaining your strength and how important it is. Barbells, dumbbells. Yes, machines are going to work, but don't neglect the barbells and dumbbells, guys. And then staying locked in on the weekends. It's a mindset. When you let go on the weekends, it gives you a mentality that fitness is not every day. It's just a temporary thing, right? Because you do it 5 days and not 2 days. And like I said, that's 1/3 of your week is literally weekends. So make sure that you stay locked in on the weekends, guys. All right. So now that you understand exactly how this process works, all right, I got an offer for you, but only if you're serious, guys. Listen, if you're a busy professional who's struggling with losing belly fat, if you feel like you don't know what to do, you don't know how to plan out your day, you don't know how to plan out your workouts. You don't know how to plan out your nutrition. You're always going up and down. You're frustrated. You feel like you've been working out for years, but you don't even look like you've ever been to the gym. And you're ready to prioritize yourself and lose 20 plus pounds and 6+ inches off your waist. As you can see, look at all these results right here. Then all you got to do is fill out the link in the description and we'll set up a call. I have 2 spots left. I had like 5 spots left. And then, yeah, this weekend was crazy. But anyways, I got 2 spots left. So make sure that you guys check out that link in the bio. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, comment, and subscribe.